On this computer. Who's excited for the mystery box extravaganza? How's the name? Does everyone get pumped from that? Was that clickbait? Did more people come on training because of it? I'm so excited to share with you what we're up to over the next 8 weeks. I'm super pumped. So just to sort of give you a little bit of a background, for those of you who are brand new, you're probably thinking like, what is this mystery box rubbish? We have conference happening in Australia in June. Now, I know not everyone's coming to conference, but leading into conference, it's like tradition to create like massive amounts of momentum in our businesses, so that someone's telling me they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? You guys can hear me? Some people are saying no, some people are saying yes. No, okay, connect to audio for those. I'm just going to type that in section. Connect to audio if you can't hear me. Okay. So anyway, okay. So leading into conference, we set some really awesome goals for us to achieve. Now we've got June coming up. That's when conference is here. So our goal is May 30th. That's when we want to achieve all of our goals. So that's essentially 8 weeks from now. So I wanted to create something really fun for us all to be involved and inject some fun into this, because you don't want this to be boring or a drag. You don't want this to be like, oh my God, I need to get online and work on my business. I want to make this really, really fun. So we've created what's called the mystery box extravaganza. Now, I don't know if you guys have checked it out. I'm just going to share my screen so you can see what I am talking about, and I'll go into details. So if you go into the Babes in Business page, if you go to photos, if you click there, then you click on albums, you'll get taken to the album section. Now, something really annoying has happened just for you guys. I just want you to be aware. Now the Milestone 1 album has disappeared because I've put this album up. So it's temporary. I'll get rid of the album as soon as May's over. But for those of you who have brand new teamies, jump on, just click next and Milestone 1's there now. It kind of sucks. I wish it would let me put them all in order, but it doesn't. So, okay, mystery box extravaganza. I want you guys to go into this box. I'm so proud of all my little drawings that I made in there. Is anyone loving the graphic design? Because I'm pretty obsessed with it. So we have got 60 boxes in here. You'll see 60 boxes. Now, instructions are at the top here, and also a little bit more detail in box number 1 here, well, the first photo. So I just want you guys to read this, because this is what the next 8 weeks is going to entail, right? So if you want to open a box, this is what you've got to do. Now, every box has a prize attached to it, and I'm going to be releasing the winners of every prize on a live on the 30th of May. Wait, no, what are we? We're April now. At the end of this month, so the 1st of May. The 1st of May, we're going to be doing a live in Babes in Business, and everyone's going to be winning a prize live on the Facebook Live. Okay, so it's a mystery box prize challenge extravaganza. You've got to let your teamies know. Everyone has to be involved. It's going to be so much fun. How it works is there's 3 things that you can do. One of the 3 things you can do this month to get the chance to put your name on a box. So obviously there's 60 boxes, which means first in, best dressed, only one person can put their name on the box. Now, to qualify for the box, essentially, these are our qualifying activities here, okay? So either one of these activities below enables you to choose a box. The onus is on you to complete the activity. You've got to provide the proof through email. The instructions are up here, how to send it through. And then when we do our Facebook Live, I'm going to be sharing what your prize is, whichever box you put your name on. So at the moment, these are the current prizes we have up for grabs, but there's going to be 50 prizes all up. I'm actually in talks literally with 40 different businesses from around the world who are all giving us a sample of their product or something really cool that's a part of their business, gift vouchers. Like, it's next level. I've been so busy talking to all these businesses from around the world, like really cool people who have like beautiful candles, people who have like eco-friendly clothing lines. Like, it is so amazing. So I'm so excited for you guys to just win free stuff. So the prizes we have at the moment, which I've got locked in, there's going to be a Juice Plus conference ticket, so either for the Aussie conference if you're coming, or the October one in the USA that's happening later in the year. A GoPro ticket, so we've got the amazing Eric Warray coming to Australia in July. If you want to go to his GoPro event, that's worth $380. You get to win one of those tickets, or if you prefer to go to the Vegas one in December with us, that's worth over $300 US. You get to win one of those. You get to, one of the prizes is a one-on-one coaching call with Kate and Anne, another one with myself, another coaching call with Linda, who's our 400 plus club NMD. She's incredible, and you get to have it all to yourself for however long you want on a Zoom call. Then we've got Kayla. She's offering a 2-hour coaching session on social media and brand strategizing with you. So if you get that box, you win that. That's you just like, she's seriously the guru. For those of you who haven't met Kayla and haven't had a session with her, essentially my Instagram and my social media is Kayla. So she's amazing. She's done everything. Then we've got some Uber vouchers for Uber Eats, because I love Uber Eats. We've got some $100 flight center vouchers. So, you know, if you're planning on flying over to the Gold Coast for GoPro in July, or you're planning on going to conference in October in the US, or GoPro in Vegas in December, that can go towards your flight. We've got some Airbnb vouchers, some Visa vouchers as well. So yeah, that's what we have up for grabs at the moment. But as some more prizes come in from the people I'm collaborating with, I'll be posting it up there so you guys can figure it out and you can decide. So it's going to be a surprise. Like, you just have to put your name on a box, and it'll be on live. Does that make sense? Is that like exciting for you guys? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. So how are you going to get your name on a box? I'm going to share my screen again so I can share with you, because all the info is in here. How do you qualify to put your name on a box in April? So I'm doing the BOX Extravaganza again next month, and I'm doing it this month. So just for this month, let's just focus on April for now. There's 3 things you can do. The first thing is, you can have a self-qualified business in April. So this one is for people who are SDVF and above. So for those of you who aren't SDVF or VF yet, this one won't make any sense to you. So yeah, you can just listen in for now. But for everyone who has the potential to be a qualified business this month, if you are already a self-qualified business, it means you can put your name straight on a box. If you're not yet a self-qualified business, now a self-qualified business is essentially 20 of your own personal clients. So that doesn't mean you need to go and get 20 clients just this month. That doesn't mean that at all. It just means you need to have 20 clients overall. So you could be part of Babes in Business for 2 years and you might not be self-qualified yet. Let's say you've got 17 clients. All you need to do is get 3 clients this month. You'll become a self-qualified business. You get to put your name on a box. Does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions about the self-qualifying thing? Hold on, I've got a chat thing happening here. Let's have a look. This is nuts. Yes, it is. For that activity 1, would you need to wait for all of the payments to come out of this month, or just have the 20 active clients? Yep. So I want to see that at the end of April, you've got at least 1,800 points, if you're in Australia, coming from your clients. So yeah, that means definitely chasing declines. If at the end you're like just on like 1,700 or something, I want to see that you're 1,800. And if you're in America and Canada, it's 1,000 points on your own. So not relying on any team to qualify. Have we got any other questions here so far? Nope. Okay. The second thing you can do this month, if you are a brand newbie, if you are a DD or a DVF, you go SDVF this month or VF, you get to put your name on a box. So that's really cool because I know we've got heaps of new team. I think we brought on like, what was it? I just did my numbers this morning. I think we brought on over 100 brand new babes in business this last month. So we have got heaps of people who have the ability to hit SDVF or VF this month. So guys, connect with your mentors and get it happening this month. That's really, really exciting. So the third thing, this is my favorite. This is cool because it means everyone and anyone can be involved in this competition. Let's say you are an SDVF or above, and last month in March, you fell out of qualification, so you didn't qualify your business. You have the ability to re-promote to SDVF by the end of April, and it means you get to put your name on a box. So re-promoting is just like, it's going to be a pretend re-promote. We're not going to tell head office about it. They don't need to know. It's just between us. So a re-promote, if you're in Australia and New Zealand, for example, it's 4,000 points and a brand new teamie. And then if you're in America and Canada, it's 2,000 points and a brand new teamie. And then, of course, the fast track way for Canada. So if you guys re-promote, and I'm giving you from the 20th of March, so that is your new restart date, 20th of March all the way through till the 30th of April. If you re-promote to SDVF, you get to put your name on a box. So that's April. And I'm going to be releasing the details for May, like what you have to do to qualify in May to put your name on a box. I'm going to do that next month. So let's all focus on that this month. I'm really, really excited for it. Is it the same if you have never qualified? Is it the same? Yeah. If you've never qualified and you re-promote to SDVF this month, start date from the 20th, that's you. You can put your name on a box. So why are we saying 100? What's 100? Wow. I don't know what that's about. I'm sorry. What did I just say? Anyway. Okay, so I want to explain to you what we're going to be doing over the next, over 100 new I know, freaking hell, amazing. Sorry, I forgot what I was talking about. Okay, so over the next 8 weeks, because we're all pumped about conference. Even if you're not coming, get involved. It's lots of fun, lots of prizes, lots of cool stuff. So every week for the next 8 weeks on team training, I am so pumped, so pumped. So am I. What we're going to do on team training for the next 8 weeks is we're going to cover what Eric Worre talks about in his books, in his online training, and it's called the 7 pillars. Does anyone here remember learning about the 7 pillars? A few people do, maybe some of you are brand new, so maybe not. Okay, so essentially the 7 pillars, he talks about if you want to be amazing at this business, and I mean like you want to get great results, you want to do this really well, you want to bring on, amazing team and have a great amount of clients, like 20 clients, so you're self-qualified. He talks about the 7 pillars. So over the next 7 weeks, we're going to have a theme and we're going to be teaching you and educating you on the 7 pillars so that you can really, really smash this business. So I love what Eric says, because he always says, the most common thing that teenies say is, I don't have enough confidence to do this business. But his analogy on that is, it's not the confidence that you don't have, it's the skills. And if you have the skills of the 7 pillars of this business that really enable you to smash this business and do really well at it, and know if you can be a professional at the 7 pillars of this type of business, then you've got this sorted. So I love how he says, decide to be a professional at this. And I really love when he says that, because I know for me, like when I decided to do this properly, I was not trying to be a professional. I was trying to half-ass it. I was dipping my toe in the water. And then when I heard him say decide to go pro, decide to be a professional, I was like, I need to learn about the 7 pillars. So we're going to teach you about that. So I'm just going to get my notes here, because I want to actually talk to you guys about the 7 pillars. I want you guys to get some notebook out and some pen, and I really want you to do this little activity with me. And I want you to write down the 7 pillars. I'm just going to talk about them now in a nutshell, and then of course over the course of the next 8 weeks, every training is going to be on one. So pillar number 1 is learning how to find teamies. So hands up here who, okay, rate yourself out of 0 to 10. 0 being like really, 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 really bad, and 10 being like I'm a pro at this. What is your rate on bringing on teamies or finding teamies? I'd love for you to share in the chat as well. What would you score yourself out of 10? 3, 6, awesome. 2, 0, Hayley, no, you're not. You're amazing. Wow. 8, 6, 5, 2, 4, 0. I would say 7. Okay, awesome. I love this. So write it down. I want you to write down pillar number 1 is finding teamies, and then what you've rated yourself, because by the end of our 8-week mystery box extravaganza, all of you are going to be a 10. I want all of you guys to be a 10 out of 10 out of every single pillar, so that you feel confident enough that you've got the skills to do this business really well. So at the moment in our training, the way that we try and teach you how to be really good at finding teamies is we teach you about the connecting with 10 people every day. We try and get you really refined on your avatar. We talk about Facebook groups. We talk about reaching out to people who are either on your chicken list or on your MVC list, or people you just know who are in your family or friend circle who would just love to be a BIB. Or, we talk about Instagram polls, because that's a really great way to get engagement and talk to people. We talk about telling stories. We talk about Instagram stories. We talk about Facebook Lives, complimenting people and saying to them, like, you would be amazing at this. I don't know if this is for you or not, but you should check out what I'm doing because you're this, that, and this. So complimenting people and then telling them about the business. Then other ways we do it is, asking really great quality questions. My favorite questions, the 5 in the follow-up script, like what lights you up? What are you passionate about? What sets you on fire? Like, I love the question, what do you do for work? How have you been doing that? How long have you been doing that for? Is it your dream job? So those type of really good quality questions. And then, of course, building relationships and friendships with people online. We teach you about that through the 60 and 60. We talk about the algorithm and how to have it work in your favor so you're getting more engagement. So we teach you as much as we can through the 60 and 60 and all of our trainings on how to be a social media ninja pretty much. But pillar number 1, which is going to be next week, it's going to be revolved around finding teamies, like all of our tips and tricks, all of the best things that you could do so that you can find teamies. So if you're anywhere from, I'm going to say 0 to 7, you want to be on that call. You want to be on the call that with the theme of whatever you're rating yourself, below 7, you want to be on that call and learning. So next week is going to be finding teamies. So pillar number 2, I'd love for you to write pillar number 2 down. It's inviting people. It's inviting people to take a look. So who here feels a little bit, like, be totally honest, who feels a bit awkward sometimes when it's that point in the conversation where you've got to be like, the best way for me to show you some information is if I sent you a webinar, when would you like to take a look? Who feels awkward saying that? Yeah, we've got some people who are like, I freaking hate saying that. Okay, so I'd love for you to rate yourself out of 10, 0 to 10. What would you rate yourself in being a professional at inviting someone to come and take a look? Or inviting someone to check out the Health Style Emporium? Share it in the chat, write it down on your notes. I'd love you to be really clear with how you feel you are in this part of the business. Cool. So we've got some people. Awesome. Thanks for your honesty, guys. I love this. Carly, I actually don't mind this. Maybe a 6. Awesome. All right, cool. How cool is this when you actually realize, like, there's a few pillars in this business that make you do this successfully, and then you rate yourself and you're like, oh, wow, I could actually improve on this area. So week number 2 of the extravaganza is going to be all about teaching you how to be confident and in inviting people along, inviting people to take a look. So you're not being orkies, you're not feeling weird, you're not feeling like a weirdo. So the way that we do this in Babes in Business at the moment is the triple C. Hands up, the triple C. You guys have used it? Yeah, okay. Who actually loves the triple C? I love it. I think it's so good. For those of you who don't know what the triple C method is, it's in milestone 1. If you go to the photos at the end where all the scripts are, there's a photo there that says scripts for reaching out, I'm pretty sure. There's a script in there that tells you about the triple C, and it's so cool to invite people along. Then, we've got forming people, FORM. So, when you're talking to people and you're effing them, so it's effing them, that sounds so rude. Talking to them about their family. O is occupation. R is recreation, and M is sending the message. So forming them. And then another way that we invite people to take a look is just connecting to them and asking them, like I said before, those high quality questions, asking them like what they want out of life. Like if they're unhappy, what would they love? What would be their ideal situation, so that you open that door for you to be able to say to them, you know what, you would love Babes in Business. I don't know if the time is right for you right now or not. I don't even know if it's for you, but you need to come and take a look at this. Like, how awesome would you feel if you felt like super confident to be able to say that to someone, whether you're in person or you're online? Like, that's definitely, if you can invite someone along to a webinar or invite them to take a look at a link, you've got this thing in the bag, guys. So week 2 is going to be all about helping you be really confident in inviting people to come and take a look, because that's one of the pillars that Eric says. Like, if you can master that skill, you can be a professional at this. Okay, pillar number 3, I want you guys to write this down. Presenting your story. So presenting your story, if you can nail this without, stumbling your words or not knowing what to say or not freezing up, again, like if you can be a great storyteller in this business, and Linda Evenden says this all the time, we're paid to be storytellers. That's all we're paid to do. We're paid to share experiences and tell our stories. So if I came up to you at a barbecue right now and I said to you, what do you do for work? Who would feel 10 out of 10 confident to be able to tell their story about what they do and how they do it? Kalia, suck at this. Man, I sucked at this for a very long time, trust me. Cool. Okay, so rate yourself out of 10, 0 to 10. How great are you at presenting your story? Or how great are you at telling someone a story about, if they're talking about their inflammation or their IBS or their menstrual cramps or their acne or their hair loss or their nails, like whatever it is, how good are you at telling a story about someone you know who's had a great success story with the Health Style Emporium or with Juice Plus? And same with if someone's going on and on and on about how they hate their job, or maybe they love their job but they just need an extra bit of income, or they just want to travel the world but they don't have enough money. How good are you at telling a story about someone you know in our team who's been able to combat that? So rate yourself out of 10. Everyone's rated themselves? Hands up here who definitely needs to be a better storyteller? Needs some practice with that. Yeah. Same. I still suck at telling stories. I'm still learning. Okay, so I love this. Some people, it terrifies them. Yeah. You know why this is one of the pillars for me that is the most hardest to become a professional at, because I am a total, I recluse, I'm an introvert. I'm not great at talking to people. I'm not great at being in a situation and meeting someone for the first time and, having that just connection with them and talking. I'm just a total awkward weirdo. I promise you, this is my kryptonite. This is the one that I struggle with the most. So I feel you there. I'm not a 10 out of 10 in this area by all means. So week 3, I'm actually really excited for week 3 to be learning more skills on how to be a storyteller. Okay, everyone's rated themselves on that. There's a few people who are like, yep, I definitely need to be a better storyteller. Okay, pillar number 4. This is these aren't in any order, but this is the one that I'm constantly training team on and coaching people on, and it's following up. So I want you to write that one down, following up. So following up, you know, we've got all of our scripts in milestone 1. Like, there's no excuse as to why you can't follow up. But the art of following up in terms of not being lazy and actually doing it, or having a system so you remember who to follow up with, even like creating urgency around, you know, the end of a challenge that's happening or a webinar that's happening in the Emporium, that being really good at creating that urgency for a client, or even with team, like saying to people, you know, I only have X amount of space available to mentor people this month. Like, if I don't hear back from you in the next couple of weeks, like, I'm really sorry, I'm sad that you might have to miss out on this opportunity. Like, who feels comfortable saying that type of stuff, like following up with people? And even like kiss hugging, you know, we have the system there and we have the tools for you to use to kiss hug, but who actually spends 30 minutes a day or more kiss hugging on their lists or on their Instagrammers that they love, that they want on their team? So yeah, following up. And cool, I'm just reading everything in the chat section. So rate yourself out of 10, guys. Be really serious with yourself. I'd love to know, and pop it in the chat, how good are you at following up? Are you using 30-day grids? Are you following up every day? How many times do you follow up? Do you follow up with someone 2 or 3 times and then go, oh, screw it, like, I'm so sick of following up, I'm just gonna forget about this person? Or do you like follow the system and follow up more than 7 times? I'd love to know. I follow up a lot on people I've already been talking to, but I hate people just not replying. I'm using the scripts. I hate people not replying too, but you know what? If we get paid to talk to ourselves and follow up 7 times, and on the 7th or 8th time they write back to me and they decide to join, and that's what I get paid for, then I'm following up. I don't care who blocks me or who unfollows me. I get that that's the business. So I know following up is a biggie for a lot of people. It hurts to be rejected, right? I get it. It hurts. It hurts. It definitely hurts to, sorry, can you guys hear me? There's a lady vacuuming here now. I'm going to tell this lady to shut up. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if you guys could hear me or not, but I couldn't hear myself speak. So, okay, so I was talking about following up, wasn't I? Did I get you guys to rate yourself? Did I do that? Everyone's rated themselves on that? Okay, who needs help with following up? Who takes it to heart when someone rejects them or doesn't write back to them? Who decides to not follow up when people just don't write back to you? Yeah, a lot of people. Who gets disheartened when someone unfollows them on Instagram or someone unfriends them? Yeah, and that stops us from following up, right? You think, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? So if that's you guys, you're going to love that training that's coming up. So that's pillar 4. Following up. And I really, and it feels pushy, Naomi's just written here. But you know what, Naomi, hun, that's just a story that you're allowing yourself to believe, because you're not pushy. You're absolutely not pushy. You're running a business and someone said to you that they were interested, and life happens for people. You know what? People get busy. They have kids running around, they've got jobs, and they've got all these things happening, and they're not ignoring you. Life is just happening for them. I know for me, like right now, I think I have about 80 unread messages in my inbox, and I'm not even ignoring those people. I've just got stuff going on, and whenever I write back to someone, I just say, I'm so sorry, I've been so busy. So don't take it to heart, guys, okay? All right. So everyone's rated themselves on following up, and now we're going to do pillar 5, which is actually something that we've never put too much emphasis on, and listening to Eric Warre's training on this has made me realize, and I know a lot of the other leaders who are putting this together for you, made us realize we don't put too much emphasis on this pillar. So this is going to be a really good one, and it's called promoting events. So I want you to write that one down. So Eric says that if you can become really, really good at promoting events, again, it's just an awesome foundation for your business. So what is promoting events? Promoting events is essentially like creating hype, getting people excited, getting people to come on your webinar that you're presenting on or launching on. Promoting events is getting your teamies to conference or getting them to an event that's going to really benefit them. Promoting events is, creating some fun and culture within your little organization. So I know we don't put a lot of training into this, so there's going to be some great stuff happening around this. You know, I know for me, like in my head, when I've got an event coming up, if I've got a webinar coming on, I pre-frame all my audience for about 7 days before the event to let them know, like, there's a live Babes in Business thing happening on the Gold Coast on Monday night, or if it's a webinar, I post about it, I Instagram story. I'm doing it for like 7 days. But do you guys do that? Hands up here who feels like they're pretty good at promoting events and they can get a fair few bit of people on an event if they invited. No hands. Okay, rate yourself out of 10, guys. Chuck it in the chat. I want to actually know. I want to see what people are feeling on this one. How good are you at promoting events? 00. Okay, we're going to fix that. We're going to put a 1 in front of that. Awesome. Cool. I like this. Okay, there are some people who feel pretty good about promoting events. But again, like if you're an 8 and under, you want to be on that. You want to be on that one. And Naomi's written, I've not done it before. Oh, gosh, I didn't mean to do the 00. Oh, good. Okay, so promoting events, we're going to get you guys really good at that. And even getting you really comfortable with your language and your, I call it pre-launching. It's like when you pre-launch, like getting your audience excited about something. Imagine if you had a really good strategy for, say, 7 or 8 days before and a cool event was happening, and you had, 8 days to work with people to invite them along. I think that's pretty important, and Eric definitely talks about it. So that's number 5. Number 6, I know a lot of people struggle with this one, so I'm excited for this training, and it's going to be closing. So closing people. So I hate that word because, I don't hate it. That's the wrong word. But when people think of the word closing, they go, oh my God, closing, like, trying to get people to say yes. And I know a lot of people that I'm coaching with at the moment, some of my team, they get to the point where they're talking about, that end bit. They send them the PDF document with, the order form for the Emporium, or they get to the follow-up call and there's a person on the follow-up call and they've just got all these questions and all these objections. How confident are you in price objection management, or, even objection management on a follow-up call? How confident would you say you are with closing someone and getting them to say yes? Rate yourself out of 10. Some people saying 3, 5, 0. What else have we got here? 2s and 5s and 3s and 0s and 7s. Cool, I know. This is one that a lot of teams struggle with. So you're not alone, guys. And this training is going to be dedicated to you because I know what that's like. Closing is, it can be daunting, but we've got the skills, we've got the scripts, we've got the resources and the tools to give you to get really good at this. So if you're really low in this area, this is another area you definitely want to come to that training and you want to grow on that. Okay, last pillar to get really, really good at, and that is starting teams strong. Pillar 6 was closing. Yeah. Wait, was it? Yeah. Closing. So yeah, building belief and objection management, getting over misconceptions, all that type of stuff. Okay, so starting teams strong. I know a lot of people, this is like a sore spot for them. Who here feels like they bring on amazing team and then they fail them? Who honestly feels like that? And they feel like their teamies don't get to hit their first promotion or their second promotion and they feel like they're at fault? Yep, few people. Yeah, okay. So I just want you guys to understand one thing before I go into what starting Team Strong is all about. It's not your fault. It really isn't. Like, I love to look at this as you are not here to do work for people. When they join your team, they've just opened their own business. If you were to open a Boost Juice tomorrow, Boost Juice wouldn't give you a mentor, and if your Boost Juice failed, it wouldn't be your mentor's fault. Do you understand? So like, a mentor is someone who facilitates growth. Mentors do not do the work for you. So a mentor is someone who just holds your hand. A mentor is someone who's able to say, you know what, that's a really great question. This webinar will show you the answer. Or that's a really great question. I'd love for you to try and find that one on your own and use the search bar in Babes in Business. Or that is a really good question. Go to milestone 1. There's a script down the bottom where you can find how to actually respond back to that person. That's what a mentor is. And starting someone strong is definitely a skill involved in that. And it takes time to get better and better, but someone failing at this business is not your fault, guys. Because tomorrow, if you and I were working one-on-one, if you were my teamie and tomorrow you got NMD, there's absolutely no way I could put my hand up and say, guys, where's my celebration? Like, I had a lot to do with that NMD promotion. I did all the work. No, I didn't do anything. I just facilitated. And same with if someone fails tomorrow and they leave the business or they decide this is not for them, I can't put my hand up and be like, guys, that was me. Like, that was all me. She failed because I did that. Same thing, right? So I don't want you guys to feel like responsible for that. When someone joins this business, they know what they're getting themselves into. They're joining a business. But what we can control is how great we can be at starting them up, what resources we can give them, what tools we can use as mentors. So, for us, we've got milestone 1, which is amazing. We've got 60 and 60, which is amazing because both those things are self-learning. Like, I have seen people get to SDVF or VF without me, and they've just followed the system. They just followed the 60 and 60. They followed milestone 1. I had nothing to do with their promotion, so I know it works. So it's just learning how to be a mentor and helping people use those tools. Then we've got the business strategy session. So for me, like, I know when I have a teamie start, I do not let that business strategy session go. I don't do it after day 5. I do it within day 1 to 5, but day 5 maximum, I'm usually doing it on day 3. So that's starting teamie strong. But if you're someone who lets that BSS slide for a week or 2 or 3 weeks, then, you have control on that. You can actually say, you know what, if you're really serious about this business, we're going to have this strategizing session on day 3. So things like that. And then there's the mentor checklist in the file section. There's also the How to Become a Mentor album in Babes in Business, or whatever team page you're a part of. We've got all those resources there. So you have control on who uses the mentor checklist actually. Does anyone use that? It prompts them to what to do with their teamie next, booking their launching webinar, getting the milestone 1 booklet off them, getting their dates, all that stuff. So the mentor checklist is awesome. That's a really cool tool for you to use. So again, that's going to be a really great one for you guys if you feel like you need a little bit of help with starting Team Strong. So rate yourself out of 10. I'd love for you to chuck it in the chat. I want to see what everyone's sitting at with starting Team Strong. 2, 6, 0, 4, 2 or 3. Awesome. Okay, so we've got a good variety. Yeah. Flo hasn't got team yet. Well, that's exciting. You've joined at a great time because you're going to do a training on how to start people strong before you have team. That's amazing. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to share with you the 7 pillars. I just wanted to give you like a round nutshell of what the next 8 weeks are going to look like, what we're going to help you on, and we're going to revolve some really cool tools and resources around each training. Now, before I finish up, I just want to share some stuff with you. First of all, I sucked at this business when I started. And you know what? I'm still not a professional at this. Has anyone ever heard that saying you need to do something for 10,000 hours before they become a professional at something? Yeah, that's totally true. So 10,000 hours you get to put into something before you can call yourself skilled in that thing, whether it's this business, whether it's in athletics, whether it's, I don't know what pilots do, maybe I'm making that up, but I know that if you want to be really good at something, you have to put the work in. And so becoming great at something and being confident, the only way you can do that is doing the action. But people get in inaction because they don't feel confident doing the action. So can you see what's going on there? The only way you can get good at something is by doing the action, but people aren't doing the action because they're not feeling confident. But the only reason why they're not feeling confident is because they don't have the skills. So the next 8 weeks are going to be revolved around giving you the skills so that you get the confidence, so that you do the action, and then you can put your 10,000 hours in. Now, I'm just like thinking back to like when I started doing this business full time. It was November 2016. So I've been doing this business full time for just over a year. And completely honest, I reckon I put about 45 hours a week into this business now that I do it full time. Sometimes I do 50, but that's because I'm obsessed. That's because there's something wrong with me and I actually like really love working all the way through, which is something I'm working on. But if we do the math, let's say 45 hours a week for the last 52 years, that's about 2,300 hours. I've only done 2,300 hours on this business. I am nowhere near a professional at this. 2,300 hours, that's all I've done. And I've got to do 10,000 to be really good at this. So I think back to like when I first started, and I know we've got some OGs on the line like Crystal, Lauren and Sophie Valentine. Like these girls can tell you how bad I was when I first started this, and bringing them on, like feel free to share in the chat, guys. But like, for example, with Sophie Valentine, I remember she was following me up. I wasn't following up with her. She had to follow up with me. Like, was that right, Soph? Like, how many times did you have to follow up with me before you got to open a virtual office? So I was not good at this business. I was very, very bad. And then I remember with Crystal Moss, like I invited her to a live event. I was so new in this business. I had no idea what I was doing. And she rocked up to an event and had no idea what was happening. She just thought we were catching up, or she thought we were just having a chat. And then I just like walk her into this room of about 50 people and to make her sit there for an hour. And then afterwards I'm like, so what did you think? It was so bad. Like, I'm serious, guys. I sucked at this. But the only way that I got better was by learning the pillars and putting more hours in and getting better and refining my process and getting more confident. And then, like, you talk to Lauren King about the time Crystal, yeah, Kate asked the 3 magic questions because I did not know the 3 magic questions off by heart back then. You talked to Loz. So I remember my first Loz was my very first follow-up call ever. So I'm brand new. I'm not even a DVF yet. And I do a 3-way call with Anthony on Zoom with Loz. And I told Loz it was a job interview. So this beautiful blonde, like, jumps on Zoom. She's got her hair all done and curled, and I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, like, she looks really professional. She had like a jacket on and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Like, this chick thinks it's a job interview. And I think the follow-up call went for like an hour. It went for so long, and both Anthony and I were brand new at this, and she actually said no. That's how bad we were. She was like, this actually sucks, and I'm saying no to this business. And so I think about that. I think about where I started from and how shit I was at this and what's happened over the last 2 years. We just get better and better at it, guys. So that's what the next 8 weeks is going to be revolved around. But not only are we going to learn the awesome skills, we're going to have fun at the same time. I want everyone on the line to be winning a prize. And you know what? If we run out of prizes, if we get to like 60 people put their name on a box, I will go out there and find more prizes to chuck in, because I honestly want all of you guys to kill this. So I don't, I'm not going to ramble on too much. I wanted tonight to be more of a quicker training. But yeah, if you look back at like Linda, I love Linda's story, about her story with this. It took her 5 years to get to N&D. She's been doing this for about 9 years now. Took her 5 years to get to N&D, and you look at her now, she earns 6 figures every 2 months. Like, it's absolutely crazy to think that what could happen if we just stuck this out for 8 years and practiced our 10,000 hours on each pillar, right? It's actually crazy what you can create. And I love her story because she was a mum of 3. She was full-time mumming. Like, you know, she did not have time to do this business. And she says she built this business after 8:30 o'clock every night. After 8:30 p.m. every night, she was working on her business and doing her 10,000 hours on this. And I love that, because there are a lot of people on the line here who have full-time jobs, a lot of mamas on the line. We're all the same. We can all build this business and do our 10,000 hours after 8:30. That's when a majority of us do our time. And I'm just really excited. I'm pumped for the Magic Box Extravaganza. So everyone got the qualifications down for that? Do you want me to go over them again, or you've got them written down? Everyone's good. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna let you guys go and work on your qualifications. I want you guys on the boxes. Okay, so I'm just going to unmute everyone. Have an awesome night, guys.
Yay.
Thanks,
Yay. Thank you, Patty.
Yeah.